Mrs. Sandramol M Kamal, Assistant Professor, Department of Digital and Cyber Forensic Science, AJK College of Arts and Science, Coimbatore. In this section, we are first discussing about digital forensics and introduction. The term forensics has been derived from Latin word forensis, which means the forum. The forensic science is a scientific discipline that uses the laws and principles of forensic science for the purpose of administration to terminate doubtful questions in the court of law. Next, we are going to what is digital forensics. Digital forensic science is a branch of forensic science that focuses on the recovery and investigation of material found in digital devices related to cybercrime. The term digital forensics was first used as a synonym for computer forensics. Since then, it has expanded to cover investigation of any devices that can store digital data. Digital forensics is defined as the process of preservation, identification, extraction, and documentation of computer evidence which can be used by the court of law. It is a science of finding evidence from digital media like computer, mobile phone, server, or network. It provides the forensic team with the best techniques and tools to solve complicated digital related cases. Electronic evidence is a component of almost all criminal activities, and digital forensic support is crucial for law enforcement investigations. Next, we move to the process of digital forensics, which means the methodology. Digital forensics entails the following steps. There are 5 steps here we are discussing. First one is identification, second one preservation, third one analysis, fourth one documentation, and last one is preservation. First we go to the identification phase. It is the first step in the digital forensic process. The identification process mainly includes things like what evidence is present, where it is stored, and lastly how it is stored and in which format. Electronic storage media can be personal computer, mobile phones, and PDFs, etc. Next, the second step is the preservation. In this phase, data is isolated, secured, and preserved. Next point is it includes preventing people from using the digital device so that digital evidence is not tampered with it. The third phase is analysis. In this step, investigation agents reconstruct fragments of data and draw conclusions based on evidence found. However, it might take numerous iterations of examinations to support the specific crimes theory. Next step is documentation. In this process, a record of all the visible data must be created. It helps in recreating the crime scene and reviewing it. It involves proper documentation of the crime scene along with photographing, sketching, and crime scene mapping. And the next step is presentation. In this last step, the process of summarization and explanation of conclusions is done. However, it should be written in a layperson's style using abstracted terminologies. All abstracted terminologies should reference the specific details. Next, we move to objectives of digital forensics. Analysis must meet the following criteria. First one is it must be accurate. Every step must be documented and recorded, and it must be unbiased and impartial. Next, move to the rules of evidences. Here we are discussing some points about rules of evidences. First point is admissible, second one authentic, third one complete, fourth one reliable, and last one is believable. Admissible means evidence must be able to be used in court. Second point, authentic, which means tie the evidence positively to an incident. Third point is complete, which means that evidence that can cover all perspectives. Next point is reliable, which means that there should be no doubt that proper procedure were used. Last point is believable, which is understandable and believability to the court of law. Next, we move to an accepted best practices included in digital forensics. Here we are discussing some points about best practices. First point is photograph the computer and scene. Second point, if the computer is off, do not turn it on. If the computer is on, photograph the screen. Collect the live data. That means start the RAM imaging. Then use the FTK imager, which is preferable to COD. If the hard disk encryption detected, you can use such as the full disk encryption, that is PGP disk, collect logical image of hard disk using dd.exe. dd.exe. Next point, autopsy. You can use autopsy for hard disk analysis. Last point is unplug the power cord from the back of the tower. If the computer is a laptop and does not shut down when the cord is removed, then remove the battery. Next, move to the topic, DOBERT standards. The DOBERT standard applies to any specific procedure used to prepare or uncover evidence and comprises the following factors. There are two factors we are discussing. First one is testing and the second one is peer review. The question arises for testing is, has the scientific procedure been independently tested? Next, peer review. Here the question arises, has the scientific procedure been published and subjected to a peer review? DOBERT standard is commonly used to evaluate scientific testimony. It allows a trial judge to make a conclusion regarding the reasoning and the forensic methodology that was utilized by an expert. The assessment with the help of this standard can prove or disapprove the scientific validity of the information and its reliance on the fact. Here, next we move to the principles of digital forensics. There are some points we are discussing. First one is, do not turn on a device if it is turned off. Second point, if it is not charged, do not charge it. For mobile phones, if the device is on, power it down to prevent remote wiping of data from being overwritten. Next point is, ensure that you do not. Next point is, ensure that you do not leave the device in an open area or other unsecured space. Next point, document where the device is, who has access, and when it is moved. Next point, do not plug anything to the device, such as memory cards, USB thumb drives, or any other storage media that you have, as the data could be easily lost. Next point, do not open any application, files, or pictures on the device. You should accidentally lose the data or overwrite it. Next point, do not copy anything to any. Next point, do not copy anything to or from the device. And the last point is, preserve any and all digital evidences that you think could be useful for your case. Take the picture of the piece of evidence, which means front and back end, to prove its conditions. Make sure you know the PIN, password, pattern of the device. Last but not least, do not trust anybody without forensics training to investigate or view files on the original device. They might cause the deletion of data or the corruption of important information. Here, next we discussing about types of digital forensics. There are many types of digital forensics. Here we discussing disk forensics, network forensics, wireless forensics, database forensics, malware forensics, email forensics, memory forensics, and mobile phone forensics. First we learn about disk forensics. It deals with extracting data from storage media by searching active, modified, or deleted files. Second one is network forensics. It is a sub-branch of digital forensics. It is related to monitoring and analysis of computer network traffic to collect important information and legal evidences. Third one is wireless forensics. It is a division of network forensics. The main aim of wireless forensics is to offer the tools needed to collect and analyze the data from wireless network traffic. Next one is database forensics. It is a branch of digital forensics relating to the study and examination of databases and their related metadata. Next one is Malware forensics. This branch deals with the identification of malicious code to study their payload, viruses, worms, and etc. Email forensics deals with recovery and analysis of emails, including deleted emails, calendars, and contacts. Memory forensics, it deals with collecting data from the system memory in raw form and then carving the data from raw RAM. Memory forensics, it deals with collecting data from the system memory in raw form and then carving the data from raw dump. Mobile phone forensics, it mainly deals with the examination and analysis of mobile devices. It helps to retrieve phone and SIM contacts, call logs, incoming and outgoing, SMS, MMS, audio, videos, etc. Next, we are discussing about services offered by a digital forensic expert. Here we are discussing some points. First one is e-discovery, email tracking and IP tracking, MMS, video clip examination and verification, video tampering analysis, audio tampering examination, voice alteration examination, voice alteration verification, web tracking, data recovery, deleted file recovery, formatted disk recovery, virus attack investigation, and hacking investigation. These are the points that are the services offered by the digital forensic expert. Next, move to who is first responder. A first responder plays an important role in the computer forensic process because he or she is the first person who arrives at the crime scene for initial investigation. The investigation process starts after collecting all the evidence from the crime scene. Next, we can discuss about the main responsibilities of a first responder are: first, they have to identify the crime scene. Second point, protecting the crime scene. Third point, preserving temporary and fragile evidence. Fourth point, collecting complete information about the incident, document all findings, packaging and transporting an electronic evidence, gather preliminary information at the scene. Here, I am going to discuss some mistakes that done by the first responder. First one is shutting down or rebooting the victim's computer. Second point, assuming that some components of the victim's computer may be reliable and usable. Next, move to toolkits used in digital forensics. There are lots of tools available. There are lots of tools available for digital forensics. A digital forensic toolkit is a collection of software, hardware, and procedures used to conduct these investigations. Here are some essential tools and do's and don'ts in digital forensics we are discussing. First, we discuss about the toolkit used in digital forensics. There are software tools that include. First one is AJKCAS forensic, which is used for disk imaging and analysis. It supports a wide range of file systems. Second tool is DEPT.OF, which is an open source digital forensic platform, which provides a graphical interface for easy analysis. Third one is volatility. It focuses on memory forensics. It is useful for analyzing volatile system data. Fourth one is Wireshark, which captures and analyzes network packets. It is helpful in network forensics. And fifth one is SWRKit. It is an open source toolkit. It is an open source toolkit for analyzing disk images. It includes various command line tools. Here, next we discuss about hardware tools. There are write blockers, hardware images, and forensic bridges. First, we discuss about write blockers, which prevents data from being modified on the original evidence. It ensures evidence integrity. Second point is hardware images. Second tool is hardware images, which is a device that creates forensic images of storage media. It maintains the integrity of the original data. Third tool is forensic bridges. It allows investigators to connect different types of storage devices to a computer for analysis. Next, we are going to discuss about do's and don'ts in digital forensics. First, we discuss about do's. First point is document everything. It means maintain a detailed record of every step taken during the investigation process. Second point is preserve original evidence. Work on copies of data whenever possible to preserve the original evidence. Third point is chain of custody. Establish and maintain a proper chain of custody for all evidences. Fourth point is stay updated, which means keep tools and knowledge up to date with the latest developments in digital forensics. Fifth point is collaborate, which means that it work with legal and other IT professionals to ensure a comprehensive investigation. And the sixth point is legal compliance. It adhere to legal and ethics standards. It adhere to legal and ethical standards throughout the investigation. Next, we move to the don'ts. First, modify original data. Never modify write. First point is modify original data, which means never modify, write or alter data on the original. Never modify, write or alter data on the original storage medium. Second point is assume anything, which means avoid making assumptions, rely on facts and evidence. Third point is incomplete documentation. Do not neglect throughout Third point is incomplete documentation. It means do not neglect thorough documentation. Incomplete records can jeopardize the investigation. Fourth point is delay, which means it avoid unnecessary delays in initiating the investigation, as digital evidence can be time sensitive. Fifth point is lack of security. It means it ensures the security of forensic workstations and storage to prevent contamination or unauthorized access. Sixth point is ignoring legal processes, which means ignore legal processes and requirements. Thank you. Here